Being a rideshare driver at 2 in the morning is a lesson in solitude, but in this town, it's a lesson in discipline. I have one rule, a rule I never break. When I'm driving past the old Blackwood Cemetery, I never ever look in the rearview mirror. People think it's just another urban legend, a bit of local folklore to spook the tourists. But when you spend your nights drifting through these fog-drenched streets, you learn that some boundaries aren't meant to be crossed. Blackwood is a sprawling labyrinth of rusted iron gates and weeping willows, a place where the air feels several degrees colder than the rest of the city. The locals say the cemetery doesn't like to be ignored, but I've found that looking back is an invitation. For 3 years, I kept my gaze locked on the asphalt, ignoring the prickly, crawling sensation of eyes watching me from the shadows of my own backseat. Last Tuesday, the choice was taken from me. I was heading home. No passengers, just the rhythmic hum of the engine and the blue glow of my GPS. Suddenly, the navigation voice, that calm synthetic woman, distorted. "Turn left," she crackled, her voice dropping into a guttural metallic rasp that didn't sound human. The map rerouted, forcing me off the main drag and onto the narrow perimeter road that hugs the Blackwood fence line. Then the heater died. It didn't just fail. It felt as if the car had been plunged into an industrial freezer. My breath began to blossom in the air like thick, white smoke. And then I felt it. The suspension on the rear right side dipped sharply, the metal groaning as if a heavy weight had just settled into the seat. The seat belt chime started wailing, an insistent, shrill piercing that screamed there was a passenger in a seat I knew for a fact was empty. My heart hammered against my ribs like a trapped bird. I tried to focus on the road, but the silence in the cabin was predatory. The chime stopped abruptly, replaced by a soft, rhythmic scratching sound, like fingernails dragging across leather. I fought the urge for miles, praying for the cemetery wall to end. But at the final bend, curiosity became a poison. My eyes betrayed me. I flicked them up to the mirror. Sitting in the center of the back seat was a child, but his skin was the color of wet ash, covered in thick, greasy soot, as if he'd crawled out of a furnace. He clutched a plastic doll, its face bubbled and charred by fire. He wasn't looking at the road. He was looking directly into the mirror, his mouth open in a silent, jagged scream that seemed to swallow the light. I didn't stop. I slammed the gas, my tires screaming until I reached the safety of my own driveway. I didn't look back again. I bolted inside, locked every door, and stayed awake until the sun bled over the horizon. When the light finally felt safe, I stepped onto my porch to clear my head. There, sitting perfectly upright on my welcome mat, was the doll. Its melted plastic eyes seemed to track my movement, smelling of stale smoke and old, disturbed earth. He didn't just want to ride, he wanted to know where I lived. Like and follow unseen for more tales from the edge of reality. Tell me in the comments, what's the strangest thing you've seen in your rearview mirror?